an elephant in the room. And you might as well just tell me why everyone say you hate Upchurch, dog.
Man, I don't know, man. I hate to speak for other people and say why they feel the way that they do, but they feel that I hate him because sometimes I disagree with
I
some
disagree with
things,
them all the time.
but I don't. That's the thing. It doesn't mean I hate the guy. Like even if I did hate the guy, I'd still have love for him because he's a big reason that I even do independent music now. Because I never wanted to do music because I hated mainstream. I knew some songwriters and knew how it all worked, and I was like, I don't want to be part of that. Well, then I discovered him, and therefore discovered the rest of the independent lane. And so even if I did hate the guy, I'd still have that love for him. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So they and I guess people assume that I hate the guy because I like to have conversations and I don't like
Okay.
negativity. And like here recently, the most recent thing is someone, I'm not going to use names because I don't like to name drop and I don't like to degrade people.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They left a comment on, or they posted on their Instagram where they flew into Nicole Arbor's inbox and left this big long message, just completely degrading her, man. And I get it. And like even in my reply, I said, I don't personally know her, and I'm not saying she's not wrong because she does seem like a
Bro,
whack
like
job.
5 times
You know,
over with
after
five
about
different dudes whacked you.
yeah, after 15 times of doing the same thing, I get it. But me being 32 and a grown up, like it's 5 now, but it was 4 when he welcomed her into his home.
I
You know
mean,
what I
he
mean?
did rent out a
Like
go kart track and then take her for rides in the Lambo. And like you could tell he
the
wanted
only
to grab a
thing,
booby. You could tell he wanted to grab a booby.
but the only issue that I had, like I guess let me preface this by saying that's his
Okay.
beef. However, he wants to handle his beef is up
Yeah.
to him. You'll never see me out here, tell people, I don't think that this should happen. This should happen. Like we don't know what she did to him. We don't know what he did to her. We only know what everybody
All
lets
I
us
know is
see.
the Wallet
And
saga, bro. Wallet Gate is what I know. Yeah, Wallet
yeah,
Gate.
Wallet Gay. Like I said, girl seems like a total whack job, and she probably. I mean, but he can handle that however he wants to. That's his
Yeah.
beef. If he wants to call her whatever or talk to her however he wants to or post what he wants to, that's his beef,
Plus, it
bro.
still counts as content.
But
Like, I wouldn't spend all my fucking time
right.
making videos about it, even when I was mad, because it ain't a good look. But at the same time, like, drama sells, dog. Drama always sells on YouTube.
Drama sells in everything. Drama sells in Hollywood,
Right.
everywhere. And this whole reason that I think that they think that I hate him is because I don't like when other people from the outside that aren't involved insert themselves. And like when I said something to this person publicly, like I never hide my. It's not like I'm some snake just slithering around in the shadows. Like I say everything I got to say
Okay, yeah.
publicly. If anybody questions me or I see something, I'm not going to be in your inbox like, "Hey, I think this is wrong," and then unsend the message. I'm not that kind of
Okay.
chump. But the dude posted a screenshot of the message that he sent her. It was super
No,
long,
it
and I
was
was like, "Bro,
fucking
this is
swim
cringe,
fan
man."
stalker stuff. Like, look, considering the level
Yeah,
dude is
like
on, Nicole Arbor and her team aren't going to read that message and be like, oh my God, what a profound impact that message made. Like, that message is about as crazy as Nicole Arbor, her goddamn self. Let's be
right, right. That's the thing. Like, so, and another reason that she's suing him again. I don't know the ins and outs. I'm not gonna say this is a reason. Allegedly, in my mind, she's talking about defamation of character, all that. She's not just talking about
right.
him. It's all these people in her inbox calling her a succubus. Like, you don't get to call her a demon that rapes men in their
Yeah,
sleep.
well, her thing right now is that Upchurch stole her music. Like they supposedly wrote music together, and then he took her off the fucking byline as part of the creator, and then he went ahead and put the music out himself. Now, do I think that she's like content creative enough? Is she like intelligent enough to write those songs and to put those out? Absolutely no, absolutely not. But do I think they shared studio time together so he could be like, "Let me get a tickle, let me get a feeler"? Sure, sure.
Right.
If you a musician, you gonna
When
use that to get a little ass, dog. That's just what people do.
I, some people do. I haven't yet to this point, but I've also got a lady. So I, let's be real. He's made millions off of music, whether you like it
Right,
or not. The dude has
right.
made millions off of music. She hasn't. So we've seen her attempt comedy, we've seen her attempt music, and so for her to say, and it's probably one of those things. I hate to say probably like I was there. It's probably one of those things where like she was in the room, he was writing, and she was like, "Ooh, what about this?" or "Write about this," or like said a word that rhymed and he used it or something. That doesn't mean you co-wrote it. That means y'all were just in the
Right.
same room together. But that's again, that's between them. That's their business. You'll never see me get involved in their business. If people have, if they'll notice, if they'll step back and look objectively at anything I've said or done, I've never said anything about
Okay. Yeah.
church and how he handles himself. I personally don't will never just make roast videos and blah 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 because I don't like the drama. I don't like waking up to just negativity all over my feed. But that's I mean that's what he wants to do. That's how, he's good at it. You know, the dude is good at chopping up videos. Like he said, you're the prey, I'm the predator. You know, I take your content and scoop it up and make better content. Cool. That's how he does.
Yeah.
Cool. That's fine. But for me, the issue is when like this guy in his mom's, I don't know about where he lives, but I'm not going to talk about him like that. I don't know him, this person. I've met him recently at Hampshire, and that's the only reason that I felt like I could talk
Let's
to
put it
him.
this way.
You
Dude
know, I
acting
won't.
so weird at Hampshire that he has a new nickname now because of like his socially erratic behaviors and the things he did that were self-centered. So all in all, like it's not gonna be the best thing ever to write stalker messages when people originally, when they first meet you, think you're kind of trash in the first place. Like you did that to yourself, dog. I'm just gonna leave it out there. You fix that on your own.
Right. Now, despite whether he's who he is, whether he's the president of the United States or he's, you know, life in prison or facing a death penalty, it doesn't matter to me. My thing is there has to be lines that we don't cross. And like, I'm going to say something that a lot of people aren't going to understand. I'm a new artist and I don't get a lot of hate. You know, the only time I get hate really is when I speak out against hate towards other people. Like in this situation, where I was saying the only thing that I was saying, if you'll read my comments objectively, I said, I'm not saying she's not wrong because she does seem like a whack job, but you don't know her and that doesn't give you the right, just because you follow somebody's music, you don't get the right to then speak to people however you want to. And I
Right.
did say to a woman, so they latched on to the woman part. Well, a real woman wouldn't be respectful. First of all, I don't get to decide what's a real woman or not. Let's just get that
Okay.
out there. Second off, take woman out. The only reason I said woman is because women are very near and dear to me in protecting them because I have a little sister. I have a mom who's battled piece of shit men her whole life and she's doing it on her own. You know, women need to be protected at times. Not saying they can't protect themselves or they're not strong, but no matter what a woman does to me, I'm not going to talk to her
Okay.
like that. So I will be god dang if I'm going to talk to her like that because of the way she talked to another man that I don't
Well, there's
even
even
know.
videos on YouTube of like church being on stage during the Katie Noel situation and stuff, and people were like, "Say how you really feel," and he's like, well, she's a woman, and I wasn't raised like that, and she's young, and she makes mistakes. I'm gonna leave it alone." Even on stage with a microphone in his hand, like 300 people deep at Cotton Eye Joe's, even he himself wasn't going to go there. Now, for content on YouTube, you know, if it's going to get you views, yeah, but at the same time, I think there's a small part of him that hopes it'll make her shut up in the long run. But I think that switch
Right.
is broken. The switch that makes her be quiet, actually have a little common sense, it's probably broken, dog.
Bruh, she got 1.6 million followers on Instagram off of drama. Why would she
Right,
stop? It's just like with the Johnny Goble situation. He would have stopped a long time ago, except his views and subs kept going up. No matter, you know, all a troll wants is acknowledgement that they
right.
exist. They don't care if it's positive, negative, indifferent. They don't care. They just want you to acknowledge that they're in the room. And that's the whole point I was making with him. And when I made that video that he ended up screen recording and posting, and it said, when I said, and y'all think he's the crazy one, a couple people were like, "Oh, so you're calling church crazy?" I was like, "No, I'm not talking about church. It's no, y'all are the people that are making videos and thinking that you're hurting this
Right.
guy's feelings. You know what I mean? Like him in church, whatever. I don't know if they've met, whatever, but they had a beef. They were handling their beef however they wanted to. Grown men. But he would have gone away if all of the other people didn't continue to make videos about him and roast him
I
right into
think
a
it was
monetized
the
YouTube.
Justin Adams interview where Goble like supposedly illegally recorded. It's a one-party state. It wasn't illegal to record the guy. He just didn't know he was being recorded. But Justin Adams is a known
Right.
tweaker and like wants to go ahead and foam at the mouth and probably go ahead and say, "Hey, I've got personal history with Upchurch." At one point, he said that Upchurch's drummer was gay, which, bro, I don't give a shit if the drummer's gay, straight, or whatever. Like, he kills on the fucking drums. That dude can suck a dick and play the drums, and I'm probably still gonna listen to it as long as I ain't got to hear the slurping sounds, fam.
I just ain't
Yeah,
gonna
bro.
watch it.
Like, you know. And then he was talking about Upchurch's mom and Deerdorf had like a brief fling or whatever. She's a cute lady. She goes ahead and does her own thing. If she wants to go ahead and hit up younger dudes, I ain't gonna say fucking handle it, girl. Do your thing. Consenting adults,
Consenting
bro.
adults.
He's talking about like something about a gun in a club, and he had to cover up some crimes for church or something or other. And I'm looking at this dude as he's giving this interview, and I'm like, you don't seem like the most competent, proficient type of tweaker out there. Like, if I'm committing crimes, I'm not having you on my side to cover up said crimes. Like, that's not how that's going down.
Well, and I'm not going to get involved in theirs, because I got love for everybody involved. I used to communicate with Justin. We were actually going to do a couple songs together before all
Yeah.
this came out, and it just is what it
When you
is.
talk
But
about, was he like somewhat normal or like what?
man, I don't like to give opinions on men that I haven't shook their
Okay,
hand
fair
with.
enough.
Anybody can act like whatever they want on the internet, and that's another problem with people is they think they know people because of what they see
Right.
online, and that's. But when it came down to that, like in that situation, I'm just speaking, not directly about that, but in that situation, if you have a guy that's the headliner, the guy that like I say when we do Outlaw Nation events, there's only two names that have to be on that flyer. We do what we can. Well, now I'm getting back to my point. We do what we can to protect these guys. I'm not saying they're doing anything wrong. They're great guys, down to earth humans, like would do anything for anybody and not expect anything in
Right.
return. But if something ever came up, something like that, of course, I'm probably going to step in and be like, yo, let me handle this. Because if so in Justin Adams' situation with church, if that really did happen, allegedly, if it really did, it's your place, bro, to help, because without him, the whole tour stops, the whole
Okay.
career stops.
Yeah, I
You know
get
what I
you.
mean? So that's what
Yeah.
I'm getting at. Like people that you surround yourself with, it's their job sometimes to take some heat off of you. If there's something going down, it's their job to hide the
Right.
weed, to hide the beer. It's not the main guy's job to do
Even
it.
then,
I'm not
even
getting
then, there's a
involved.
part of me like, okay, church is like supposedly like a giving person. From what everybody says, cars, homes, everything else. His own mom has even talked about the things he's bought for other people, just trying to help and everything. Now, if you're Justin Adams in this scenario, and that dude is giving you a hit song, and he's giving you a car, and he's trying to like help you out in your personal life, like the one thing you probably shouldn't do is go live with the tweaker and or even go on record with the tweaker, and then start like putting his dirty laundry out there anyway. Like everybody's got dirty laundry. If you work in the entertainment business, you probably tried this fucked up shit. And like whether or not it came to light is a different story. That's just it is what it is. It's showbiz.
I, like I said, I'm not gonna talk directly about anybody because, like I said, I wasn't there. I don't
Yeah.
know the situation, but a lot of times in life, not just in music, sometimes people do things for people that they're
Yeah.
rocking with. Then as soon as those people don't rock with them anymore, now all of a sudden they're like, oh well, I did. So you didn't have a problem doing it while you were rocking together, but now that you're not rocking together anymore, now you're going to use it as ammo to talk down about
Right,
them.
right.
You know what I mean? Like that's why I tell people, even if me and my best friend quit talking tomorrow, any of his secrets are going to the grave with me because he told me those while we were
Right,
best
exactly.
friends.
Like I'm not gonna get anywhere by pulling the skeletons out of your closet and taking shit on you, bro. If I don't have the talent to make
Right.
it, then I don't have the talent to make it, and I'm not gonna. Me sitting here talking shit about you and pulling out your deepest, darkest secrets isn't a stepping stone. That just means I'm a shitty person.
Exactly. Exactly. And so many people in music try to use others as stepping stones,
Right.
like you just said, instead of, there's nothing wrong with clout. When I talk about clout, there's positive clout, there's negative clout. Everybody's on the internet for clout. I don't want negative clout, but it is what it is. But positive clout, any event that these bigger artists let me play with them, I'm
Yeah.
there, bro. You know what I mean? I'm thankful for the
Bro,
opportunity.
at this point,
But
I think I'd
this,
get clout if I let Johnny Goble interview me when he finally comes back to the internet, okay? Because I don't know how Ryan Upchurch makes a song about you and then you dance to it and still make money off of it. That is the most genius tweaker thing I've ever seen in my life, bro.
man, it's so crazy when I see people in his comments. And like I've commented a couple times. I always comment to the people and I'm like, guys, y'all, they're like, get a job. And I'm like, this is his job. Like every time you comment, it keeps him in the
Bro, they
algorithm.
donating
Like,
$1,500, $2,000 a wop to this dude if he supposedly has a fictitious problem. If he got a problem, people donate money to him. If people write this songs on him, he dancing to it and monetizing it. He ain't gonna go to fucking Home Depot and fill out a job application anymore, player. Y'all done set him up for damn near life right now just so he can smoke meth and make videos. That's what y'all did.
yep, absolutely. I'm just, I don't know, man. When I came into this game less than a year and a half ago, it's coming up on a year and a half. You know, it was just there was so much positivity going on, and bigger artists were reaching out to me, and I was just having conversations and seeing stuff, and just, it seems like the deeper I got into it, it's just, man, it is
A
slimy
little
out here,
bit.
and it just blows my mind. And you know, certain people have told me sometimes, you know, you should probably just not talk about certain things, or you shouldn't call this out, or maybe you should just look. I'm not. This isn't where these people are coming from. You know, they want me to make it. They think I can make it. I believe I can make it. But if I have to shut up when I see something that I disagree with, I don't want to
Right.
make it. You know, if I, because, you know, the comment was made, I don't remember who said this. I really don't. I'm not just trying to be weird. You know me, I don't name
Right.
drop. I don't want to, I've had private conversations. I'll talk about conversations, but I will never, because I don't want people like what happened with that Instagram comment where I'm coming from a completely wholesome
Right.
place where I'm like, I don't care what she did to him. We don't get to talk to her
Yeah.
like that. That was all I was trying to say. But of course, it got turned into I was defending her. I didn't defend her. What the fuck? I don't know
Right.
her. But anyway, so um, if I have to shut up and not stand up for my beliefs, I don't want to
No,
make
I
it,
don't
man,
blame you.
because my son's got to be proud of me. And it's not like, and the things that I'm getting shunned for, you know, are calling out things that I
Yeah.
see, but they're things that shouldn't have to be called out because people should be calling them out before I
Bro,
even get there.
if you're not gonna sit there and tell me it's not weird that like a multimillionaire who's gone like platinum, gold records 5 or 6 times, calls a tweaker from Paintsville, Kentucky 40 times to tell him his wife and kids are ugly, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. Because that's weird. There's so many ways you can come out that instead of immortalizing that tweaker on your YouTube in front of like 50, 60,000 immediate followers right then and there. Like, there are some things I definitely don't agree with that could have been handled way differently. And anybody who says otherwise is just looking to watch drama and then have a laugh about it. Like, you're not emotionally connected to it. You're not hoping for the best in the genre. You're not wanting to preserve everybody's name and their positive reputations. Like, you're wanting to watch the world burn and then you're fucking denying it to people. That's all it is.
I agree, man. I agree. There's, you know, and people get upset when I say that there were wrongs
Oh,
on all
sure,
sides,
definitely.
you know, and I believe, and like even coming down to when I put out my diss track, there were wrongs on all
Right,
sides. I was justified in some things that I had done. He was probably justified, and he feels that way. Just because we view it different doesn't make either of us
right.
wrong. You know, that's why I did what I did. And you were in that live when I said, bro, if you will agree right now to drop it, never speak of this again, I'll delete the
Yeah.
track. He was like, I'll never stop. But you know what I mean? Like, I did what I did. It brought me to another level lyrically. It brought me in. It let me do some things that I wanted to do and show off a little bit. Cool. It served its purpose. But I
Yeah.
moved on. You know, and it is what it is, man. Like, and I don't understand. And I tell people I don't want y'all going over to his page and saying anything to him. Like, just let it go. It was between
Yeah.
me and him. If people want to watch and comment and talk, cool. But I don't. There's got to be a line, man, and that line should be people's
Okay.
inbox. You shouldn't, you know, like at least their inbox. You shouldn't fly into people's inbox and just talk to them any
Now,
type of
there's
way.
going to be some that disagree with you on this topic, saying like once you start beefing, nothing is off limits. I don't know, like if there's etiquette in this, because when I beef with somebody, the only reason I'll ever actually put a person's personal information out there is if they're taking money for what they're doing and they're ripping people off. Whether it be for reaction videos and gassing people up who suck, or whether it be for shitty merchandise. Like if you're selling T-shirts that fall apart in 3 fucking days for $27, I'm busting you out. Like if you're taking other people's intellectual properties, talking about raise hell eat garlic bread or something like that instead of raise hell eat cornbread, I'm busting you out. There's no fucking way you're getting by with that. And while people are putting in that sweat equity and working that horrible 9 to 5 every day and that grind, you're taking their hard-earned fucking money from that and then using other people's IP and shit to try to get that money. That no, I'll bust you out all day long. I'll put everything out there on that. But there are going to be people who
And
disagree with you and say that they're
the lines that I'm talking about shouldn't be crossed are the people on the outside
okay.
looking in. Like, but what I was going to say earlier and I didn't get around to because I got off on a different subject. People that fly into other people's inbox and call them names and degrade them even though they don't know them, they don't understand what they're doing because it doesn't happen
Yeah.
to them. Nobody's commenting on your content. Nobody's doing this. Nobody's doing that. And like I said, I'm not taking up for this chick. She seems like a total
Word.
whack job. But you don't, you, as men, as humans, it makes it worse in my mind that it's a woman because where I come from, women handle women. If somebody's got a problem with me, if a woman's going to try to hit me, I call my sister.
Yeah, I
that
get
type
you.
thing. But, but there's got to be a line that we don't cross. And to me, that's a line. You don't get to speak to people however you want to. The people that are beefing, whatever, they get to make their own lines in that situation. I have lines that I won't cross, but somebody that's beefing with me, they can do what they feel. But the people on the outside watching, them inserting themselves, that's gotten out of hand. And that's
plus it's a really fucked up thing to do. Like when you sit there and like you live for the fact that you message strangers on the internet just to talk shit to them. Like your whole life is spent analyzing, watching, and talking to other people who will never acknowledge you. That's gotta be fucked up. Like that's a talented person. Let me go ahead and talk a bunch of shit to them, even though they'll probably never ever message me back or publicly acknowledge it. Like you're not getting that time back when you're on your deathbed taking those last breaths, dog. Like if you're trying to make life count, that's a moment in life that like fucking you've wasted.
I agree, man. I agree with you. It's gotten out of control, and COVID really made it worse because everybody was trapped inside, and people have gotten too comfortable with being able to say whatever they want and then just turn their computer off, and that's like in that same Instagram post, somebody else chimed in and called me a simp, and I was like, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not the one. Like I'm on the road. If you want to pull up, I'm not the one. I don't play that game just because I don't think that some stranger on the internet that doesn't know a woman should fly into her inbox and call her a demon that rapes men in their sleep. Doesn't make me a simp. It doesn't make me a simp. You know what I mean? We were just raised different, and I get it, man. Like it is what it is, but I'm gonna say something. And like I said something to this guy because I have met him. We have talked. We have shook his hand, signed his guitar. Like figured we could talk like adults. And you know me, if I think something's cringe, I'm gonna say it's cringe. The only reason I use the word cringe because he did. And like we're having a conversation, then other people want to get involved, and now I've got other channels that are analyzing what was said and making assumptions, and it's not a high horse for me. It's I really hate this negativity. And then people say, well, your followers are going to get tired of drama. My followers are going to get tired of drama. I don't have drama. I'm literally just calling people out for doing shitty shit.
So far with CI Music, who, by the way, like grew up in the suburbs of Kansas, doesn't know the struggle and continually just plays the race card a lot. I'll say you don't have to. I'm gonna go ahead and make this my views, dog. When you grow up in Andover and Duval, Kansas, and the shittiest vehicle in your neighborhood is a 2008 Ford Ranger, and all the tires still have the titties on them in that truck, you don't know the struggle. What happens is you grew up with pants that fit. Your parents have a real good marriage, and you only had to go to one Christmas pie to go to two. You had name brand cereal still in the motherfucking box while I ate it out the bag. Please, please, please don't play the privilege card on me. Please, please, please don't play the oppressed card, dog. Because you lying through your teeth, and you just want people to sympathize and click on your shit. That's all it is.
Yeah, I can't stand the race card. You'll never see me pull it out, man. And when people use it, I usually deflect around it. I just start talking about other stuff. And like that is what it is. I'm not gonna you can talk about it, but I'm just gonna. He can do what he's got to do. I wish him the best.
I thought it was fun. I watched a dude come into live the other night, and it was like one black dude and then 4 white guys, but they were all vibing. They were just roasting the fuck out of each other and getting along. And then he comes along and he's like, "I think it's horrible how y'all are ganging up on the black guy." And then by the end of it, it was the 2 black guys talking shit to each other. One was like, "I don't want you to take up for me. You doing a shitty job defending me anyway. I don't want to deal with your issues."
Let me tell you right now the same thing that because mainly all I watch anymore are comedies, like comedians doing stand up or podcasts by comedians or Joe Rogan, stuff like that, because I'm just tired of
Right.
negativity. First off, I watch Andrew Schultz. He's my favorite podcast. The Flagrant. It's Flagrant now. It was Flagrant too. Him and Akash Singh and
Yeah.
Mark Agnon, Dove, Alex Media, all those guys. Like, love those guys because they're more left leaning. I'm more right leaning, but I get to see their perspective, which helps me to talk to people that are more left leaning about my views, and then come to a
multiple perspectives matter when you're trying to get any point across.
That's what America was built on, bro. We were built on a melting pot of people coming together, and I tell people all the time, when whether it's transgender, whether it's black, whether it's any minority, majority, whatever it is, when they get offended, they're like, "Oh, you can't make those jokes." I'm like, look, the most non-racist person is going to make fun of everyone. Yeah. Like Dave Chappelle, Andrew Schultz, all those guys, like the transgender community's mad at Dave Chappelle. Andrew Schultz gets people mad at him. But they say everybody can get these jokes. That's the most non-racist thing. To hold my tongue because of your skin color is racist. That's me treating you differently because of the color of your skin.
Right.
How you gonna say, don't treat me differently because of the color of my skin, but also treat me differently because of the color of my skin? No, everybody can get these jokes. And I'm going to beef with you whether you're white, black, brown, yellow, pink, purple. I don't give a fuck. We're going to talk about our views, bro. Why, and Theo Von said it, why would I oppress you and hold you down and move you to these shitty-ass neighborhoods and then move right next door, bro?
I remember that bit. That's a good bit, too.
Yeah, and move next door? Nah, bro. I ain't held nobody down. The Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the fucking Bushes, that's who you're mad at. You ain't mad at me.
Be mad at that 3% making decisions for everybody else, because you have no control over what you do day to day, except for the fact that you chose to get out of bed and you chose to buy that shit on the way to work. That's what happened.
Exactly, man. I get it. Like, I know there's been oppression. I know there's still oppression, bro. I get it. But
dude, I'll tell you right now, as a comedian, I can speak on this, and it's really accurate, but comedians are by far and large usually antisocial, like miserable people who've dealt with a lot of bullshit and trauma in their life. I happen to be the anomaly who's like gotten therapy for my issues and overcome a lot of my mental obstacles to the point where I have a little bit of charisma, to the point where I can socialize pretty easily. But it's not like that for a lot of comedians. And the reason they talk about the things they've struggled with, and the reason they've kind of taken, the victim part of their lives and put it into jokes and stuff like that, is because they want the audience to be able to feel that too, to relate to them too, and say, hey, I know you struggled and shit, but at the end of the day, we can fucking laugh about this, and we can get past it. We can all bond as one big community in comedy, as in the audience and the comedian. We can all bond this event and come together over it. That's the reason you write the fucking jokes in the first place. It's not so much about your experience on stage. It's certainly not for the fucking paycheck. I can tell you that now. I worked 8 days straight this last 8 days just to fucking pay for my upcoming tour. It's not about that.
Yeah, I feel you there.
Yeah, bro. It's just about everybody coming together under these things that everybody considers taboo to talk about, or controversial, or under your own traumatic experiences and shit, dog. I got jokes about my dad blacking my eyes, and most of the time people laugh. Not so much in Tennessee. We'll learn the patriarchy there. It'll happen.
I wrote a song, man, my first rap song that I want to redo. Very basic. It was about my dad pulling a freaking gun on my brother because he was gay. Yeah. It's we all have past trauma and bullshit, man. It's how we deal with it and how we move forward. You can either use it to boost you up or use it as a crutch, man. I used the way my dad treated me. He didn't show me what to be. He showed me what not to be. So I just make sure I'm not him. I'll be fine, and people think that I don't like negativity, man, and we all fall into it sometimes, you know what I mean? And sometimes it has to be addressed. Sometimes you have to talk about it. But I also love having controversial conversations. I love speaking to people intelligently, and having these conversations that are tough to have. But it has to be respectful. But people can, and I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes I mouth off, or I make a crack at somebody that I shouldn't have.
I'm the one who just doesn't appreciate the fucking elephant in the room. I'm not going to spend my whole fucking existence tiptoeing around rice paper and shit because there's some issue that everybody else is too meek and mild to fucking talk about. What's the fuck going to last? The human attention span for a fucking controversial issue is 3 days to 3 weeks, and they fucking move on. So like, okay, maybe we might have a disagreement for a few weeks. Maybe you might just extract yourself from my social circle, and I ain't gotta deal with you. Period. You've done me a favor there. Fuck it. So like, I don't know, man. I think someone was asking me the other day, who can draw better pictures? Was it Goble or Ryan Upchurch? And I said Goble, and like, I meant that shit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Okay, I just thought Goble was a better artist.
I mean, dude can
Dude
draw his
draws
ass
a pretty
off.
good picture. So I was like, and like everybody was like, oh, there's issues, and I'm like, or you can just say the meth head's artistic, and the other guy just spends a lot of time in his attic on shrooms drawing some weird tie-dye shit. I don't know.
Some of the best singers I know are strung
Bro,
all the
it
way
happens.
out. You know, and I hate talking about stuff like this, but at the same time, I enjoy it. You know, I can talk to you. You know, we're on different sides of issues sometimes, but I fucking love you and I'd kill for you. You know, and it's because that's who we are as people, man. And I miss the music. You know, YouTube used to be about music, but you know, and I want to get back to. I know there's got to be some kind of drama. There's always gonna be some kind of drama. It's cool. I've made my peace with that. But this, it seems like lately, man, it is just nothing but. And like, I really don't like that negativity, man. I don't like to show it attention. But every now and then, and I only say something to people that I've met. You know, I'm not out here like commenting on people's stuff that I've never communicated with. Like, I've met you, I've talked to you, we've been in chat rooms together, we've met in person. We can talk. You've seen me around people. You know who and what I am. But people always twist it to fit this agenda that they've created. And I mean, and again, sometimes it's not about what you say, it's how it's perceived, and you can't change people's perception. You can only change the way you deliver it. I get that. But I reread that Instagram message and that post, and needless to say, it went into the DMs too, and we agreed to disagree, whatever. But they won't see that.
No, of course not. You can't air that part. No.
Yeah, because that hurts your agenda. But it really bothers me that people create this division in their mind and then they run with it and they treat it as fact, man. Because anybody that knows me at all knows that I wasn't defending her. I was defending people going into people that they don't know's inbox. Because until you've had that done to you, you don't know what it feels like, man. And it's not cool. You know, the same people that'll sit here and preach about mental health will tell people to kill themselves on the internet.
Like, the thing about it is like, I, as a stand-up comic, do not want that woman ever working in my industry. She actually attempted to sue Theo Von because the headphones failed when they were doing a podcast on this past weekend. She was like, your headphones suck. And like, Louis J. Gomez does a whole bit about this and makes fun of her for it. And like, I know enough through 6 degrees of separation that I can communicate with these people if I absolutely had to. But my goal is to never, ever do that. See, is the thing is, because when there's that much crazy, I don't want to be in the middle of it. I don't want to be associated with it because it's just not good for your career in the first place. And so why a bunch of people who don't work in the industry and who like are part of a cult following, because it is a cult following, whether you want to agree or disagree, that's what it is.
You said exactly.
It, not me. So why you're part of the cult, just you're part of a cult following, it doesn't make you look intelligent. It doesn't make you look like you're doing anything to help anybody. It makes like you look kind of mentally unstable and pretty fucking awkward.
Bro, I have made it known to my followers that if I put out a song you don't like, tell me. But don't just say this is trash or this is, but like, tell me what you don't like. Help me grow. Help me get better. I don't want to be surrounded by yes men, bro. And that creates something dangerous when no matter what you do. But a wise man once told me, another artist, a while back, probably 6-8 months ago, told me, he said, the internet is such a big place that no matter how twisted your views are, somebody somewhere will agree with you and validate.
Oh yeah, always. And like, I've been
Hitler had millions of followers.
I've been told plenty of times too that social media, since it exists, just gives people a voice who should never fucking have one in the first place. Like all the people you'd avoid in real life for good reason. Like you'd be at the bar having drinks with the homies, and there'd be that one guy talking hella crazy shit at the end of the bar. You'd be like, I'm gonna avoid that cat. Well, now that cat has the ability to pop up out of nowhere from Paintsville, Kentucky, and start talking hella shit, or that cat has the ability to fucking like draw weird pictures in his attic and put out a bunch of songs. Like, you don't actually get to know these people in real life, because what you know is what they display on the internet. And even then, if it's that cringy, just fucking back away. You have the option to back away and not
Back
get involved.
away, man. When it comes down to it, like especially because with
Right.
Nicole Arbor, people talk. You know, she's such a shitty human. You talk to her that way. You know, she seems like a whack job. Da 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 da. She still got 1.6 million followers. As crazy or as whacked out as she is, or maybe, she's still got a
What?
following, bro. So that's what we're getting at. Like, no matter how crazy somebody
Yeah.
may be, like they can still have a following, and it's so wild to me.
I've had this like inner struggle of like the last 6 months or so, which is why I kind of haven't been posting more towards the like country rap scene. A lot of my content's gone to different things about my shows, or about like me just roasting people who are being dramatic on the internet, whatever. Because I've started to realize that even the presence of a huge following and a huge fan base is somewhat artificial on the internet. Like, I'm gonna just go out there and be honest, dog. People actually go out there and buy subs and followers, and it's all your heroes on YouTube, all your heroes on Spotify, all your heroes on fucking Pandora. The people that you never suspect are the ones who go out there and pay for this shit to keep looking legitimate when they're scared they're falling off. And like, the fact that nobody acknowledges that in a game is really fucking weird, because it's a huge elephant in the room, and I have no idea why people don't talk about
I'll see
it.
you
Yeah,
later,
uh huh.
bro.
Yeah, uh huh. That's what I'm saying, dog.
Yeah, I don't speak on things like that. I know it happens, and I've learned a lot in a year
Right.
and a half. I don't know everything. I still have exponentially more to learn, bro. But it's goofy out there.
Like, well, the thing is, what I
It's
realized
goofy out there.
first and foremost is like, once you start finally getting on DistroKid or TuneCore or something like that, and you start uploading your own songs, and making your own music. And I'm not saying I'm really good at making my own music. I'm a comedian who's writing parodies and giving it a shot for the first time. Like, it's either gonna come up trash or just barely passable enough to give it a listen. Like, I'm not sitting here inflating my fucking ego or anything like that. But I realized, like, you have content identifiers where you can just have a little checkbox on the app right there when you're uploading a song. And for $4.95 a year,
Right.
you can go ahead and have copyrights on all platforms, including YouTube, right? So if, let's just say you write a song about a tweaker from Paintsville, Kentucky, you check the content identifier app, and then you get 100,000 plays on your YouTube, you're going to be picking up almost the exact same amount of money you would in streaming revenue from Spotify or Pandora, just because people are checking that video and you've got a copyright on it. So, I mean, it's one of those things where you're still making money to write diss songs and diss parodies about a tweaker from Paintsville. The tweaker from Paintsville is still making money to dance to it. And then you've got other people out here who are releasing songs, and they're just going to another secondary website, paying $250 and automatically getting 3,000 likes or 100,000 views, and people aren't even engaging in it. And in the meantime, guys like you and me, who are actually trying to put out genuine content and not buying subs or followers, are getting pushed to the bottom of the algorithm. Well, we're out here actually going to shows in Tennessee when it's 98 degrees outside, getting up on stage, getting a third-degree sunburn. I'm still healing from that fucking shit. And like, we're actually putting in the work.
I went to the rave the next weekend, bro.
Yeah,
So
dog.
I'm
And we're actually
dying.
the ones putting in the fucking work. But meanwhile, it's easier for fucking whoever the fucking whatever it is, just go ahead and buy followers, buy subs, and click a button. Well, the rest of us are out here putting in that sweat. And that's what drives me fucking nuts. As someone who works my ass off and will be going through fucking 16 states in a total of 8 goddamn days, pretty much. Yeah, that's the type of shit that chaps my ass.
I'm with you, bro. Like it sucks. You know, we got to play the game, and I've moved a lot quicker than most new people, but you know, it
Right,
is what it is. But it's still when I see the fake part of it, and that's what I've told anyone that I talk to about it. I'm like, I just don't do
right.
fake, man. Like, and that's why when I said if I shut my mouth and I get all these followers because I don't speak out, and then I get big enough, because people tell me that they're like, once you get to a certain size, you can say what you want. Well, what if I have all these followers and I get to a certain limit, and then those people don't like who I am when I start to speak out? They're just gonna leave.
Right.
So I don't, you know what I mean? I want people to rock with me. And if at the end of the day, I'll go back. I was making a hell of a living. I was a 6-figure earner
Yeah.
building houses. I mean, I do music because I love it, man. And yeah, there's a lot more potential to be happy and make music and change lives. And you can tell how much I love it if you ever see me on stage. But like, if I have to change who I am, or if I have to be fake, I will quit
Right.
tomorrow. I don't care who gets mad at me. If you don't like me for my opinions, cool. There's a lot shittier reasons to dislike
Right.
somebody.
Like now, the thing that bothers me the most is like the presence, like a two-dimensional presence of just a facade. Okay, not an overall who a person actually is. Like, bruh, show me the real moments. Like, if you in your attic tripping on shrooms or whatever and losing your marbles and beating on your computer with a baseball bat, fuck, show me that. Okay, don't tell me some fucking nursery rhyme. Don't tell me some Grimm's fairy tale type story with a little bit of negativity in it. Tell me that, show me that fucking realness, because that's what I respect at the end of the day is your ability to overcome a real struggle and a real obstacle in life, not so much the narrated part of it or the narrative you're pushing. Or if you're like any other artist or whatever, because you all know who I alluded to in that one, or if you're like any other artist or something like that, including like maybe female artists out there, tell me you've been treated like shit. Tell me you've been in bad relationships. Tell me you've been evicted from your house or whatever. Tell me that you fucking struggled and that your dad put all the other siblings you had above you and didn't pay attention to you. Put out those fucking songs about it because that's what's always going to draw me in. It's not going to be that false narrative you
Absolutely.
push where you buy subs and follows and everything else and come up with this fucking fake little wiki story about the origins of your life. Because I'm not going to buy it. Nobody else is going to buy it. It ain't going to do you any good in the long run when you have one skeptic, because that one skeptic will go ahead and tell thousands of other people. And eventually they'll believe it when they realize just how much sense it makes.
Tear the whole thing
Mm-hmm.
down, man. I don't, I don't understand. I don't understand. I just don't understand, man. And like, I got love for all these people, even people that have said, you know,
But there's even a
I
part
don't
of
know
me
how
that's got
horrible
love for
it
Diesel
is.
Gang. Like, I realized that she's crazy. She's definitely a big old lesbian. And I realized that things didn't go her way and she didn't market herself right and she tried some shady shit. But I don't want to see her get in a car accident tomorrow and die.
That's the thing, man. Like, and that's what I tell people. Yeah, she did some dumb shit, and she should pay for it. Whatever, you know, you make those kind of accusations, you should pay for it. And I'm not making any excuses here, because she was an adult when she did it. But I did a lot of dumb shit
I
when I
did
was
some hella
19.
dumb shit when I was 19, dog.
You know what I mean? And but if she would just accept responsibility and admit she was wrong, I think it would go a long way. And I think that's a
Right. I
woman's
think she'll
problem.
never do it, though,
You know
because
what I
that
mean?
just involves,
That's
yeah,
the thing. And if you'll never apologize or take accountability, you get what you
exactly.
get. That's how I feel like in that situation. You know, if you people apologize and show that they're changing, you can't just apologize and just keep
Right.
doing what you're doing. You have to show, you know, and she hasn't even shown accountability. Like, I'm not gonna say that she wasn't scared because the dude was yelling or something, whatever. That I
Right.
wasn't there.
Exactly.
But you'll never convince me without video footage, which I still would probably question it. You'll never convince me that she was
No,
sexually
dude, not in a
assaulted.
million years. Like, I think if anything, you're 19 years old, you get on a multi-million-dollar ranch, you get on a $100,000 tour bus, you see a dude with a bunch of number ones, and you think to yourself, I might be a lesbian, but at the same time, like, if I grab that dick a certain way, this could work to my advantage, and then you maybe just wake up one day and realize, you know what? Not a fan of the dick, though, and you just kind of gotta go your own way. It'd be easier to admit that than it would be to sit there and fucking lie.
People would have
Oh, yeah.
respected her, but I think I think we probably agree here. I think she got in too deep and she was
Oh,
looking for a
yeah.
way out. Like I said, I'm not in
Right.
her head. I don't know. But I feel like she got in too deep. She was like, "Ooh, I'm 19. I'm trying to boost my career." She got famous off of a weird ass "Diesel Gang, Diesel Gang, Diesel Gang." I can't
Right.
stand it.
Right.
That song. I don't listen to a lot of her music, but like the girl can sing. Girl's got talent. But I feel like she was like, "Oh, there's this dude that I've looked up to that now I have a chance with," and like she got wrapped up in it, and then she started having doubts, and then she was in too deep because she was so head first, which a lot of us do at
Oh,
19
dude.
years
Oh, yeah.
old. We get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then she was looking for a way out, and because she's an idiot, like she tried to, you know, use negativity and twist the story to make. If she would have just come out and been like, "This ain't what I want, man. Like I thought I wanted it, but I don't want it. I don't want to do this." Like people would have talked shit, but it would have
Right.
been over. But I think she was looking for a way out. Like I said, this is just me looking at, and I just, like I said, she might could convince some people that she was scared because of the way he was screaming or whatever. But that's still being scared because somebody's screaming and them sexually assaulting you isn't even
Oh
in the
no,
same
because
ballpark.
no. At the same time,
You know
she
what I
was of
mean?
her own free will to be there. She could walk away at any fucking time, and then to come away from it and be like, "Oh, that's sexual assault." When it's like, you're 19, you're inexperienced, you got in over your head. Like it'd be easier for her just
Yeah.
to go public one day and admit all this. And like at the same time, do I think she's a good person now because of all this? Fuck no. But if her bed caught on fire while she was sleeping on it, well, would I feel bad? Yes, I would feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's
Mm-hmm.
it's okay to be like to feel bad for people when they go through hard things and you don't want to see everybody die. You just don't want everybody to eat at your table. There's a big difference.
I want y'all to eat. Just go in
Right?
another
That's
room.
all it is.
Go away.
That's all it is.
You know, and I don't know, man. It all just, I just wish that beefs could be left to the people involved
Right.
in them, you know, because then they would come and go. Because beefs are going to happen, and beefs need to come to light. That needed to come to light. People needed to see that situation at least
Right.
a little bit, so that it doesn't happen again. You know, if he doesn't speak out about that, maybe it happens again. I'm not accusing her of saying she would do anything, or I'm not even accusing you of saying you went in there with the intentions
Right.
of doing that. But it just, sometimes things have to come out. But when there are still grown ass men in their 50s commenting on her
Isn't that
shit.
creepy? That's creepy as fuck.
Like, bro, what? That's what I'm trying to get. I don't hate church. I don't hate any of these people. But these grown ass men that wake up to insult people on the internet is driving me freaking crazy,
Yeah, yeah.
bro. What world were you raised in? That's a 22-year-old kid.
Mm-hmm.
You got grandkids, bro, and you're in her comment section. This is trash. Okay, don't listen.
Do I think Dog Beers is a good song? No, because I think you've taken fucking multiplication tables and some weird fucking ideology about dog life, and then you went ahead and applied it to a backing track, and then sang some weird shit about Vietnam and sending your mom drunk selfies. I would never do that. But at the same time, like, you have the right to make a living, and I have the right to stay out of your motherfucking life.
Exactly. I just don't. Here's another thing about me. I guess the reason that I can't understand is if I don't like somebody, I feel zero need to watch
That's
them.
where I'm at.
I'll go out of my way to not watch you. Like, there's people that sometimes in my inbox and I'll say something back and I'll just move them to the general folder and never read their response because I just don't
As I've evolved on YouTube and I've started like diversifying content and whatnot, I've realized that I made videos just to talk shit about people and I roasted their songs, but I also got copyrighted on it too. So imagine that you click the little $4.95 a year copyright identifier. This dude makes a video about your song saying how bad it fucking sucks. And then you get a couple thousand views and streams off of it and you make money off that. So while I'm sitting here trying to roast somebody and talk shit, they're making money off of it and I look like a complete fucking moron. And that's mine to own. I went back and deleted a lot of videos a few months ago because I was like, all right, I'm starting to learn the ins and outs of this. I'm starting to figure out how this works. I am fucking incredibly stupid. Like, there's no taking that back, so I just got to own it, delete these videos, and move on.
Bro, I tell people anytime this comes up, like, haters like that, you're bigger fans than some of that person's fans. Because a lot of those people's fans are going to watch the video and move on with their day. People, not saying you, people that like want to talk shit, they listen, they watch, they pick out shit, they chop it up. They spend hours of their day to chop up this video to make fun of it, and then that person makes money off of it. So who's the real winner here,
right?
You know? Like, and I just don't, like I said, I don't have time. If I don't like you, if I have a problem with you, I don't give a single shit what you're doing. So it's like only one person's done this, has accused me, oh, you're going to make a fake profile, watch what I'm doing. Bro, if I'd watch what you were doing, I'd watch it from my main profile, bro. I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's the internet, bro. Like, it don't bother me. And it's too many people and are so used, like I said, they're so used to saying whatever they want, man. And then they forget that there's real life out there. Don't let your internet personality get your real life ass whooped, bro.
Exactly.
And that's like in that Instagram post, I don't know that other guy that tried to call me a sim. And that's the first reply I said to him. I said, bro, I don't know you. You don't know me. Let's keep it that way. Let's keep it pushing. Because I'm not going to comment to anybody that I don't know like that. And then I told him, I said, bro, I'm not the one. Because I'm really not. I'm not some hard ass. I'm not like Thor out here that can just beat anybody else. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm that dude that if you see me in person, I'm not going to let it go. We're not just going to, like, we're not cool, bro. If you stay over there, cool. But if you approach me with that energy, it's over. one of us is going to toe the ass whooping. And if you win, I'm coming back for
Bruh, I'll be
seconds.
back with a baseball bat or like fucking anything else I can grab in the vicinity to come back for seconds. I don't give a fuck.
It's such bullshit, man. Like, and it's people are so mad at me, and the only reason they're mad at me is because I say the shit that they won't say.
That's exactly what it is.
Most of them agree with everything I have to say. I've even heard some of them tell
I've
me to
heard a
my
lot of them
face
tell me
they
to my
agree.
fucking face, and they're like, but
That they agree, but they're like, oh, but you can't go up against somebody. I'm not going against anybody. I'm standing up for what's right. Why does everything got to be a goddamn competition, bro? Why can't I just stand up for something that I think's fucked up and a problem in the world? I think it's a problem that a man that's never met a woman, no matter how shitty she is, to fly in her inbox and call her a demon rapist. That's not okay. It's not okay, bro. Like, and the internet has made that okay. And people are out here defending that and mad at me because I called it out. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, and even with the whole other situation where they're like, oh, well, they pled down from rape, so they didn't actually rape anybody. They still pled guilty to assault and battery on a 14-year-old. Y'all are letting this man off. You're like, oh, well, he didn't rape her because they didn't find his semen. Okay, cool. Even if he didn't rape her, even if it was consensual with the other girl, they forget there's another
Cashville gonna be mad at you now, boy.
Man, me and him have talked, man, and he'll fly into my inbox and like sometimes he'll praise me. Like I've got all kinds of screenshots. He'll praise me. He'll be like, he's even said like, bro, I get you're a good dude. I know you're standing up for what you believe in, so I'm not going to take this information to anybody. And I said, bro, you can take it to anybody if you want to. He even told me, he said, if Church sees that video, he's going to come for your neck, but I'll do my best to let him know that I really think you're a good guy. I said, Cashville, I don't need you to do anything for me. Like, and he can do what he wants, whatever. He's a grown-ass man. Like, if Church and I actually had a conversation, he would see that we agree on a lot of things. We disagree on some stuff, but I don't hate him for it. Like, I don't have a problem with the N-word or flying the rebel flag. I just don't do it because I feel like if to explain to someone that the Confederate flag isn't racist, the only way that you can try to tell them your view, my view, which is not racist, it's a heritage thing. Yeah, okay, it was commandeered by some racist people. But the swastika was commandeered by Hitler because it was a sign of peace. That's the reason he used it, so that he could use peace to kill people. Like, look at the swastika. I think it was Buddhism that used it as a sign of peace before Hitler ever got a hold of it. So anyway, like, yeah, okay, it was used by the KKK. I get it. You know what else was used by the KKK? White sheets. You know what's in every fucking hotel across America? White sheets.
Crosses.
You know what I mean?
Crosses
like
everywhere.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I get it. And some people, but for me to have this conversation with either a black, I won't talk to white liberals. They can kiss my ass because they're the most racist people in the world. Even a lot of black people I know can't.
The biggest in the world are white liberals.
I don't need
all
you
day long.
Right. Like the biggest thing about a white liberal is they believe that black people are so weak they can't even defend themselves. And that's the most racist thing in the world, bro. Right? Black people are strong, bro. They're literally stronger than us.
White people took an entire race of people and they bred them to work fucking 12-hour days in the hardest of conditions.
As fucked up as that sounds for two white guys to sit here and talk about that, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. And what happened was fucked up. Slavery was bullshit. You took the people
and you worked them the hardest manual labor jobs, 12 hours a day, in the hottest heat ever, in the like bare minimum of any necessities or anything keeping them alive. And then you got pissed when they became stronger, better athletes, and more intelligent than you. Dog, what else were they able to do besides that?
And if you look at history, man, you can only hold people down with slavery for so long before they become stronger.
There's always an uprising.
You know, and I got love for people of all colors, you know, and when it comes to the Confederate flag, and the N-word's a different subject, but when it comes to the Confederate flag, I look at it like, but I can't have this conversation with someone and I can't begin to discuss how people from the South view it as heritage and not hate if the first thing I do is walk up to you and flap that motherfucker in your face. Because immediately, if I walk up and I'm immediately flapping in your face, you're going to be like, oh, this racist motherfucker. So immediately, anything that happens after that is no longer heard. You are going to dismiss everything I say and you're going to twist everything I say to be hate. So I look at it like, if I can just put that piece of cloth down, I can talk to people now and explain that I understand your feelings and your views, but why don't you listen to mine and maybe give some people a chance?
The
You
thing
know,
about it is the Confederacy only lasted as a whole like 5 years during the war. Amy Winehouse's heroin habit lasted 10 years, dog. Amy Winehouse outlasted the Confederacy just jabbing a vein. Like, you can't sit there and tell me that is the cumulative history of people down south and all they've been through. You can hold it up as it has roots in Christianity. You can say it has a lot to do with the Confederacy. You can just say it's heritage and not hate. But at the same time, that flag doesn't encompass the South as a whole. Like, from the traditions of farming, the Industrial Revolution, all the things those people have been through, and the way they built this country. You can't tell me that one flag is synonymous and represents all of it. It's not. It doesn't encompass enough for me. That's the reason I look at it. It doesn't define everything the way it should for me, and it's too controversial. And I don't look at it as a symbol to represent everything that I love down south. That's the way I think of it.
I'm with you, and a lot of most of the people that I know, 99.997% of the people I know, they view it as just a Southern
Right.
pride thing. It's just literally, I'm from the South. This is the flag of the South. They don't look at. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you look at the actual reason behind the flag, technically, it is a treasonous
Even
flag.
even Abraham.
You know, we we seceded from the nation and then killed them
Yeah.
underneath that flag. That's not what it means to these people in the South anymore. But that's how it
Right. Right.
started. You know, it was rebellion, and so yeah, it's a rebellion thing. It's people that are like, people fly it because they're like, I'm proud I'm from the South. You know, fuck the government. Like, that's what it means to people. It doesn't mean I hate
Right.
black people. But in the N word's a totally another thing. I just don't say it because I feel like I don't owe anybody reparations. But after what happened, I can give y'all
I
that
mean,
word.
bro, that's
You
just
know,
some shit I just rather
I
leave
can.
out of my vocabulary because I'm not sitting here looking to say slurs and demean other people and be like, that's it, that's
Bro,
it. Like, that's just not me.
here's what I tell people. My life does not improve a single bit by
No,
saying that
no.
word. You know what I mean? Like, if I remove that word from my vocabulary, it doesn't take away my ability to take the thoughts in my head and present them
Yeah,
in words. You know what I
I had
mean?
this moment with the Riding Dirty podcast, fellas, and they were talking. I said, y'all are like two ninjas missing a third, and I was going for the Disney movie reference we had when we were a kid: Three Ninjas Kickback, Three Ninjas Magic Mountain. I was a fan of the series. They, however, cultural gap, whatever divide or whatever, thought I was doing the slang word like for the N word ninjas down south or whatever they use, and I was like, no, that ain't me, player. Like, I am not here to call you slurs. I was like, we can roast each other all day long and talk shit, but that is not how I plan to ever get ahead or make a name for myself. It's just by out there saying slurs and shit, dog. Even as a stand-up comedian, I avoid most political bits and I avoid most things doing with race unless they're like blatantly obvious or they're in the news. But other than that, I leave that shit the fuck alone because it's not going to get me ahead. It's not going to make people remember what I've said. It's going to give people more of a reason to forget what I've said.
Absolutely, man. Race is one of the most lazy things in the world. Like, to hate somebody because of the way they look is ignorant. It's all like, it's just showing that you're too lazy to get to know someone for who they are and their personal
Right.
opinions. Just like if somebody doesn't like something I say on the internet or they mistake something I say, the first thing they do is go, "Your music sucks because music is in my screen name." I'm like, bro, that's, you ain't even listened to it. Like, you just think it's just so lazy. You're not even, you don't know me, you know me so little that you're so lazy that you're not even willing to take 5 minutes and go to my profile and figure out who I am or listen to a song. You immediately just saw the word music and you're like, your music's
Right.
trash. Oh, you hit me right where I want to get from. Like,
Yeah.
ouch. Oh, sorry, Mr.
Right.
Nobody. You know, that's the big thing I have with YouTube is you got a bunch of grown ass men and women. I just say men because I'm a man and I don't, you know
It's
what I mean?
all encompassing
So
for you. I get it.
you got a bunch of grown ass men hiding behind profiles with a letter on it. They won't even tell you their name, but they'll tell you the
But a lot
chemical.
of the time, even then, when they
You're
provide the real information, you go look them up because you're like, I'm just kind of curious. Like, are you having a bad day? Are you having a bad moment in life? Or can I really just insult the fuck out of you like you insulted me? And it's always some fucking dude sitting in an inner city duplex, like known for faulty wiring and slumlord issues, sitting there on a broken down couch, hoping to God he get that child tax credit. Being like, I hope I'm on that come up.
hope,
I hope I get a new TV. Like, shut up, dog.
hoping, bro. Like, I'll go, like, I'll see a negative comment, I'll click on say other comments left in this channel. I'm like, bro, you're just a
That's all
miserable
it is,
person,
dog.
fam.
You got no opportunities
Like,
and
no
you ain't
matter,
better to yourself, but this is what you're choosing to do today.
I guess that's why I have such a hard time understanding because I come from a place of if I don't like somebody, I don't care to see what
Right.
they're doing. I don't care to insult them. I just don't care to just be around you, you know what I mean? And these people, when they don't like something, they can't get
Oh my
enough
God.
because they're like, it's I feel like it's always this dude who his wife wears the pants in his family. He's afraid to stand up to himself and ask for the raise to his boss. So when he gets home, he turns on YouTube and he's like, I'm talk shit to everybody because I'm afraid to stand up for myself in real life because I'm a fucking
Dude, to me,
pussy.
it's always the guy I think who's sitting there pushing bags of Reggie for $20 and $40, who's sitting on this broken down couch. He's borrowed his fucking friend's Netflix password, and it's only work, and he got the only car in the family, and he's sitting there logged on YouTube for the day and been like, "Ooh, I'm gonna hit him with these burns, bruh. These one-liners right now are just gonna fucking put people in their place." And I'm like, calm the fuck down. Go get a
I
job.
am such a miserable sack of shit that I won't even put a picture on my profile because I'm afraid people can show up to my
Right?
front door. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell people, anybody that's got anything to say to me, I'm like, I post every weekend where I'm gonna
Doc,
be, player.
would you be scared if Johnny Cashville paid someone to drop off some plastic turkeys in your yard?
I wouldn't be scared, but I guarantee
Yeah,
you, I'd knock on his
I
front
would.
door because my son
Yeah,
lives here. And that was like when it came to that I spoke out about that because people were like, it was harmless. It was just some turkeys. That motherfucker's family
right.
lives there. You don't go to somebody's fucking house. And then he bragged about it. And, you know, he was like, oh, I got my Cash App works well. That's fucking child. Coming from the same man that 6 months ago was crying because his family was leaving him. I got to move because people know where I live. They're sending me pictures of my house. Y'all, please, nothing but positivity from here on out. It's nothing but a positive foot moving forward. Y'all, please leave me alone. I'm losing my family. I'll never get involved in internet drama again. Then that motherfucker sent people to somebody else's house.
Yeah.
Fuck him. And anybody that tells me that I need to be cool with him because of somebody that he knows,
I
fuck
will
him.
say I found this moment rather interesting. I was in like a live stream the other night, and they were discussing the Adam Calhoun fight or whatever, and they were showing videos of it in this live stream. And then Johnny was just kind of like, "Well, Adam ducks fights and Adam misses out," and I'm like, "Adam has invested a financial stake in a Muay Thai gym. Adam trains daily. Adam runs miles every day. I don't know if I fought for a living for about 3 years, like both in security and with professional mixed martial arts fighters. Like it's on Facebook. There's pictures of me doing it. Like there's no way you can say I never did this. But at the same time, if you've ever been kicked by a guy in the shin, like who fucking trains like that every day, it's like
God,
being
it
hit with a
hurts.
fucking baseball bat. And like that's not someone you say he's avoiding a fight or he's a pussy. Like no, that's a dude
What
who
was
doesn't
it?
have to fight unless he
Anderson
wants to.
Silva? What, wasn't it Anderson? Okay,
Bro,
bro.
Cashville gonna be upset at you. He gonna tell people never play your music again. That's
That's fine. The former manager of a
of the
former
former
manager, a
manager of the
former
former
manager.
manager of. You got
How you done? How you done worked with everybody in the independent game and ain't none of them fucking
boy.
with you
That's
anymore?
that CD be
Like
skipping.
people say, oh, they fuck, they mess with him, but it's behind the scenes. Okay, well he name drops on a daily basis, and I ain't never heard these songs to say anything to him about him. It is what it is. He can do what he wants to do. I just want nothing to do with that man. Like I said, when he came out and was like, you know, nothing but positive, that was I actually respected him. I was like, sweet, this man's putting his family above internet beef and views. But then he fell right back into it and sent people. He went from crying because people knew where he lived to inviting people to his backyard to fight. I don't, and that's where people were like, sometimes you have to just not speak out against that if you want your career to make it. I'm not gonna be fake, bro. Was when him and Austin split up. This is 100% me. This isn't coming from Austin. I don't need anybody thinking that Austin said anything out of the way to me. No, not at all. I took it upon myself because after they had their split up publicly, they both made it known. He was then using the Austin Foreman fan page to promote 04 track. Bro,
that's fucked up.
Yeah, and
that's
I called him.
Up.
I got the fucking messages. I was like, bro, I don't care about. I even said, bro, the Adam Calhoun fight, whatever. I'm not even coming to you about that. But the fact that you are using, he was like, well, it used to be the Johnny Cashville fan page, then it switched to the Austin Foreman. Okay, change it back to the Johnny Cashville fan page and then promote him. But you can't use your ex artist fan page to promote your new artist because you did some fuck shit. And I called him the fuck out on it. But nobody knows that because I do my shit in private because I'm a grown ass man. I don't have to go on the internet for views. I told him straight up, this is a piece of shit fucking move, bro. You're using the Austin Foreman fan page to promote 04 track when Austin Foreman and you don't work together anymore. That's fucked. And that's music for you. And people tell me, buddy up with people like that so I can get some views. Fuck that. Fuck that. All right?
That's
Fuck
a lot
that.
of honesty.
I will never, bruh. You know, like I will never. And you won't. I'm telling you, man. I watched people. There's nothing to do with mine and Austin's conversation. I haven't spoken to him in a long time because he's doing his thing. I'm
Right.
doing my thing. Where he's a country singer, I'm rapping and singing, whatever. But I watched on his comment section and the things that he was posting, you know, in his stories, the amount of people that went from not fucking with him to fucking with him just because he dropped Cashville.
Yeah.
Instantly.
How about that? How about that?
People can see it's crazy, bro. And these are things that people can see with their own eyes if they think objectively and they get out of their own head and they stop looking at everything through these
Bro,
biased
if you sit there and you chain smoking all day and you talk about I'll give anybody 5K to fight me and you like out of shape and you just sitting there living in your own fantasy world, I'm pretty sure at that point Tim and Calhoun, who's only had like one professional fight under his belt and who's like 5'6", could probably kick the living shit out of you. I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm just gonna put it out there.
You ain't never seen him offer me $5,000.
That's the problem. I'm like, why don't you offer someone $5,000 to fight? How about that? I'd do it for fucking 800.
There's a reason for that though, cuz
you'll have that.
I'm not a little guy. I'm not a badass, but I'm not a little guy. He's scared. He thinks he can just whoop homeboy's ass because he smokes all day and he's an ex-addict, whatever. And he also knows that dude can't leave the state. You know, you're real big threatening a guy that if he leaves the state, he gets arrested. Oh, he's scared. I don't think he's scared of you. I think he's
right at this point. His attorneys told him you should stay silent on social media until we tell you not to. And he has. But like you can tell, he's going to come back with a vengeance. Like it's not over. And for Upchurch at this point, I think it's content. And for him at this point, I think it's to come up. And for everybody else, it's the only way they're ever going to get fucking noticed.
And there ain't nothing wrong with Upchurch wanting to make content out of somebody talking shit directly about him. You know, whether I agree with it or whether I would do it or not is irrelevant. Right. It's directly related to him. He's allowed to defend or make or do whatever he wants to. My problem has never been with him. I don't have a problem with him handling his personal beef the way he wants to. I handle my beef the way I want to. The issue is these other people like thinking that they know what's going on because of YouTube. Well,
I think this showed that there was like a chink in Upchurch's armor and he had a dark side, like more than most people thought. When he's making calls at 2 or 3 in the morning, being like, "You kids, your wife are ugly," and he's screaming and he's making like 3 videos a day and everything else, and like people didn't realize, yeah, he's finally lost his temper, like he's finally lost the control of the narrative, and he doesn't give a fuck where it's going. But for me, that was refreshing because at least it was fucking real. Okay, I'll give that.
It was real, bro. It was real.
It wasn't just some fucking fake narrative where all of a sudden Justin Adams is seen saying everybody's dirt, and then the next day he's like, "I apologize, everything was wrong," and I was like, "Oh, someone got their legal team involved. You signed an NDA and you fucked up, and now you might have to pay." I get it. Okay. No, for that, it was just real. And at least then you actually got a taste of the real world and it wasn't some narrative or like some fairy tale or something like that. And I would rather follow real people all day long than this fake shit. That's just, for me, that is what it is.
I'd rather follow real people that make mistakes than fake people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that sums up this whole ass podcast that we've done so far, to be honest with you. That's like the biggest theme of it.
Yeah. Coming up, actually July 9th, I'll be in Virginia, with Big Murph and Kentucky Music Mafia at Red, White, and Blazed Festival. And then the 16th, I'll be in Iowa. Big Buck BZ, the Naughty Northern, and APB Ballin', Hustle Billy. Be out there we're doing like a trail ride where they're supplying us side by sides. We'll go out there, we'll ride the trails, and then we'll perform in each town. And then after that, later in July, I'll be doing some stuff that I'll announce.
There you go. Okay.
But I'm booked all in July.
Besides this podcast, after the 30th of June, I will be in St. Louis, I will be in Denver, I will be in Vegas, and I will be in Los Angeles, all within a span of about 10 days. And you may be asking yourself, where am I playing? So far, a lot of open mics in the Golden Nugget and the Comedy Store. So that's what I've got on my docket right there. And hopefully it'll be fun, or I'll just be so fucking dragged out from driving and so tired that I won't make any coherent sense once I touch a microphone.
That's the way to be, man. Coherent sense isn't funny. Yeah.
So we're going to put out an episode 2 of Idiots of Mass Destruction.
Let's go.
Well, then tell them to tune in for episode 2, because apparently there'll probably going to be some fallout from episode 1, brother.
Tune in to episode 2, bruh. We gonna be here talking about hard topics, and make sure you listen objectively and take your bias out. You'll understand that we actually have
There we
points.
go. And thank you all for tuning in and everything. You may not have agreed with everything we said, but I guarantee you that you have a new perspective and you probably learned something from it.